All right, approaching essay questions. So this is how you want to kind of deconstruct essay questions from any kind of practice paper that you're doing, okay, or any past paper, or any in your trials or in your HSC. So there are kind of three things you want to look at in particular for Module A. Firstly, connected to the rubric. What concept or concepts from the rubric are being asked or referenced here? Secondly, is there a prescribed focus that relates to these concepts or concept? So what that means is, are you being asked to focus on, I don't know, discrimination in particular? You're being asked to focus. So that's your prescribed focus, and you need to relate everything to that. And then finally, what is your assessment on audience impact for this question? How is it affecting the audience? So let's actually look at applying this. So going through concept, prescribed focus, and audience impact. Let's have a look at this question. To what extent does language comment on cultural issues in contemporary society? Make close reference to your prescribed text. So the concept is obviously language and culture, right? We know that that's taken literally straight from the syllabus. Our prescribed focus is cultural issues or issues, okay? While the syllabus or the rubric is focusing on culture alone, it's not focusing on cultural issues explicitly. So our prescribed focus here is, culture, but cultural issues. Audience impact is contemporary society, okay? Specifically contemporary society. What does that mean? You need to make a note, or you need to make note all throughout, what's distinct about the cultural issues in society that your composer is commenting on, and the reception to those cultural issues, okay? So, note that this is a very basic breakdown of the question. You need to deepen it a little if you want to address the question with more sophistication and nuance, okay? So, for example, for your concept, it wouldn't just be language and culture. It would be, culture, maybe the culture that your text is exploring, the Australian true blue culture. And the language is the dichotomy of having humor, but also depth in the silent aspects of the film, if you're studying The Castle. So obviously you need to be specific to your text. We're not being specific now because you're all studying many different texts. Okay, so to, as I said, deepen it, let's say to respond to this, all right, the concept was language, culture. Because culture relates to identity, I'm also going to bring in identity. The prescribed focus was the shared and conflicting perspectives on issues. Okay, I brought in other rubric terms. And the audience impact is through the composer is revealing their relevance in contemporary society for audiences to gain awareness. You can see how I'm fleshing out each of these. This is more band 4. This is more band 5 to 6. Okay. You need to provide your own commentary on these concepts, prescribed focus, and audience impacts, okay? You need to deepen them. You need to relate to the rubric more strongly. So let's have a look at applying everything we just spoke about in an sample introduction for One Night the Moon. So thesis is, language provides commentary on cultural issues that are relevant to contemporary society. Composers mold and manipulate language to reveal both shared and conflicting perspectives held by individuals and collectives, shaping our understanding and perceptions on identity. Rachel Perkins' film, One Night the Moon, explores 2 Australian groups to represent the cultural conflicts that emerges from issues surrounding power, prejudice, and ownership. Through examining these concerns raised in the film, we gain awareness of the impact they have on collective identities and are encouraged to empathize with others as a result. Okay, so what actually makes that a successful introduction? Firstly, the concepts from the rubric are referenced and developed, okay? Language, culture, language, identity, culture, identities. We're referencing it. It's integrated all throughout. The focus is on cultural issues, which is established and enhanced with relevant Module A terminology. So, shared and conflicting perspectives. If we go back, maybe I shouldn't have went. There we go. Perspectives, okay? Taking straight from the rubric. Oh my gosh, maybe I should not have. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, but nonetheless, you can see I've fleshed out the rubric, made more connections than just the question alone. I have a hypothesis on the impact that it has on audiences who engage with the text. Okay, through examining these concerns raised in the film, we gain awareness of the impact they have on collective identities and are encouraged to empathize with people who suffer cultural issues. Okay, and the themes that are to be discussed are concisely listed. So power, prejudice, and ownership. Okay, this is a really solid introduction structure where you have your thesis, elaboration of your thesis, introduction of your prescribed text and how it connects to the thesis, introduction of your ideas that you will later look at, so body paragraph 1, 2, and 3, and then audience effect. Audience effect should always be, regardless of the module, your final sentence.